Well, welcome everyone. I'm so delighted that you're here today to be with us for this presentation. And I'm recognizing that I don't have something up in front of myself that I wanted to have. So hold on just one second. So let me share my screen. I would like to share with you a site that we're going to go explore together. And you might want to note down these two websites, realredoxresults.com as well as realredoxresults.biz. The password for both of these sites is Redox, all lowercase. And today I'd like to explore with you the Real Redox Results Biz. So put in Redox. And this site gives you a really great overview. And so we'll let this push play do the talking. This is Alan Noble.
Hello and welcome to the ASEA opportunity. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Alan Noble. I'm originally from Ireland, now living in Dallas, Texas, with my wife Tanya and my two daughters. And I've been a home-based entrepreneur for almost 30 years. And for the last 12 years, I have focused my time on this exact same opportunity that I'm sharing with you today. In that time, I've been grateful to have achieved considerable financial success for myself and my family. Now, this opportunity has taken me from being financially embarrassed to experiencing true financial freedom. But more importantly, I've been able to work directly and indirectly with thousands of people who have also seen financial success with this opportunity. Some of them even going on to become members of our elite $1 Million Earners Club. Now, I don't say any of this to impress you, but to impress upon you the sheer potential of the information that you are about to review. Now, before we get started, I want to tell you up front that the people that succeed with this opportunity can check two boxes. You've got to believe your health is your greatest wealth, and it's your responsibility to invest into it, that living in a healthy, vibrant body is important to you. You also have to have a strong desire to create an additional income stream. If you can check those two boxes, then I can assure you, you are in the right place at the right time, watching the right presentation. I would like to begin with some what-if questions. What if there was a breakthrough in the massive $150 billion health supplement industry? A breakthrough technology that for 2 decades science had declared was impossible, and yet today represents a new category of science. What if this high-impact technology was allowing people to experience better health and vitality, greater athletic endurance and recovery, slow down the aging process so you can look younger longer? What if this same technology was protected by patents and trade secrets, so there was no competition, no copycats, no other company in the world has anything like it? No one. And finally, what if virtually no one knows about it? With less than 2% of the population even knowing the technology exists. What if all of this was true? Would that sound like an opportunity to you? Now, the fact is, breakthroughs create opportunity, and the bigger the breakthrough, the bigger the opportunity. So I'm going to divide this presentation into 3 parts. Part 1, we're going to talk about money, income, opportunity. Then in part 2, I'm going to introduce you to this massive health science breakthrough that checks every one of those what-if boxes that I mentioned earlier. And then finally, in part 3, I will introduce you to the company behind it all, how to get started, as well as give you some additional resources so you can explore information to make an informed decision. So with that, let's get right into part 1, the opportunity. So you're watching this video because you're open for ways to create an additional stream of income, particularly if it doesn't get in the way of what you're currently doing. An income opportunity that you can weave into even the busiest of schedules. A business that does not require a lot of upfront capital, running costs, or any employees. A business that you could run from your own home with a phone and a computer and offers unlimited training and support. Best of all, a business that can empower you to better people's lives and be a force for good in the world, or as I like to say, make a living while making a difference. So let's get a little personal and let me ask you this question. How much additional income would it take to make a real difference in your life? What would winning look like for you? Perhaps you're looking for some part-time income. There's too much month left at the end of the money, and you want to create an additional income to relieve the financial stress. With inflation going through the roof, look, if you don't find a way to make more money this year over last year, then financially you are slipping backwards. Maybe you want to replace a full-time income. You want to be your own boss, work from home, take back control of your financial future. I realized at 23 years of age that I was psychologically unemployable. I did not want to clock in and clock out for somebody else for the next 40 years. Maybe that's you. Or perhaps you believe you deserve to have it all. You see the big picture here and realize that big time income, lifestyle income is possible. Now, allow me to stress, this is a business and it does require work. Like any business, there's no guarantees of income. Results that you experience will be based on individual effort, commitment, and dedication. However, with that said, here's a snapshot of the various levels of success in our business and the corresponding incomes. These are real people achieving real results. There are monthly lows and monthly highs, but I've highlighted the monthly average. And I think it's fair to say that we check all the boxes, whether it's some additional part-time income, full-time income, or that big-time lifestyle income. And the income that we're talking about can become a residual income. Think about this. You have residual bills in life, bills that come in month after month, whether you're working or not. Why not have a residual income that comes in month after month, whether you're working or not? I once heard it said that if you fully understood the power of residual income, you would walk through a brick wall to get to it. And yet the sad truth is most people never get to experience residual income because they don't have enough spare money to create it. Instead, they spend their entire working lives exchanging the most valuable thing they own, their time, for a one-time dollar. So at this point, allow me to introduce you to ASEA Redox, what many experts are calling the single greatest health science breakthrough of our lifetime. To grasp the importance of ASEA Redox and this breakthrough, you must fully understand that your body is the most complex communication network on Earth. Every second of every day, your cells are passing tremendous amounts of information to keep your body running at optimal health. Any breakdown in this vital communication, in this signaling, and you cannot achieve your full health potential. To put it very simply, if your cells can't signal, then little else matters. Imagine your home is on fire and you call the fire department. They've got the big red truck, the firefighters, the fire hose, everything they need to put out the fire. But what if you have a bad cell signal? They don't get the message and your home goes up in smoke. The $150 billion supplement industry has put all of their focus and attention on the fire truck, the vitamins, the minerals, the antioxidants, the exotic juices, the essential oils, the CBD oils. But nobody is focusing on the critical cell signal until now. ASEA Redox is the world's first and only cell signaling supplement. And for the first time, we can amplify and clarify this critical cell signal, and the difference it's making in people's lives is absolutely astonishing. This signaling technology is empowering people to feel better than ever before, helping folks with challenges they may have had for decades, proving to be the missing link to better health and vitality. And it's not just health. Casual athletes all the way to Olympic athletes are experiencing improvements in endurance, strength, and recovery, beating personal bests and breaking documented world records. And with our topical signaling gel, Renew 28, seeing is believing, resulting in a healthy, clear complexion, tighter, younger looking skin, while dramatically reducing wrinkles, stretch marks, cellulite, and many other signs of aging. And when applied to sore joints and muscles, we often see dramatic improvement in 5 minutes or less. And as I said earlier, this astonishing technology has been validated by third-party independent science, and thanks to multiple patents, there is nothing else like it in the world. So at this point, let's move to part 3 of this presentation as I share with you a little of the story behind the breakthrough. The founders of ASEA, Vertus Norton and his son Tyler, were both extremely well-experienced corporate strategists working with several multi-billion-dollar companies. They had bought an unfinished version of this technology from a struggling biotech company. They brought in a team of brilliant scientists led by an atomic medical physicist, and soon they achieved the breakthrough. They stabilized a cell signaling technology that previously science had declared was impossible. The goal now was to simply sell their new technology to the pharmaceutical industry and walk away with the profits. However, knowing that their product was 100% safe with 0 levels of toxicity, they started 40 people using the product. And many of these people began to see remarkable results. They naturally started sharing the product with others. And soon there's 135 people in 20 different countries benefiting from this breakthrough. A pharmaceutical company flies into Salt Lake City, puts a multi-million-dollar offer on the table with one condition. Every single person drinking this product had to stop, regardless of the life-changing benefits they might have been experiencing. So it's important for you to know that the founders of ASEA actually said no to this massive payout, and they said yes to a set of principles. They said yes to putting people first. So what now? They have something that people deserve to know about. But how do we tell the world that this powerful technology exists? Both Vertus and Tyler knew that their cutting-edge technology would require a little education and personal experience. They'd also seen that when people benefited from the product, they would naturally share it with others. So they chose word of mouth, referral marketing, network marketing. And it's this business model that opens up tremendous financial opportunity for people like you and me. Someone who wants to build an exciting residual income while having a positive impact on the lives of others. As I said earlier, making a living while making a difference. And here's a quick summary of our success so far. Officially launched in 2010, we're a legacy-focused, debt-free company. We own and operate our FDA-registered, NSF-certified manufacturing facility. We operate more than 20 distribution centers and ship to over 30 countries in North America, Europe, Australia, and Asia. We have achieved over $1 billion in sales since we began, and we've paid out over $450 million in commissions, positively impacting tens of thousands of people's lives, both physically and financially. ASEA wisely spent the first decade laying the foundation for long-term success. In 2020, we achieved global sales of $180 million, and we're on track to triple the size of this business, taking the company to $500 million in sales over the next few years. Now, in doing so, we will pay out $1 billion in commissions, creating strong part-time, full-time, and yes, big-time residual incomes for our associates. So everything is in place for your success. A financially rock-solid, ethical, principle-based company, a patented, protected breakthrough in health that is changing lives, and yet most people don't even know it exists. A generous compensation structure where you can earn significant residual income. And perfect timing. We are post-risk, but we still have most of our exciting growth ahead of us. And of course, you're in business for yourself, but you're not by yourself, with unlimited training and support from like-minded entrepreneurs who've already experienced success. Becoming an ASEA associate couldn't be simpler. Step 1, visit the Team ASEA website or the person that introduced you to this video and click on the join button to become an associate. Step 2, choose one of our discounted enrollment packs and become a product of the product. Step 3, opt in for our very user-friendly subscription program that can be cancelled at any time. With our monthly subscription, you start to earn valuable loyalty reward points that can be cashed in for free product down the road. Now, I want to thank you for your time in watching this short video. If you'd like to better understand the business model of network marketing and how the money's made, then I'm going to encourage you to take a few minutes and watch the next video. You can also listen to people from around the world share their experiences with the ASEA business opportunity. If you'd like to dig into our breakthrough health technology and how it's impacting people's lives, then visit our sister site, www.railredoxresults.com. Same password that got you onto this site. And finally, I recommend getting back to the person that invited you to ASEA. And if you're ready to join us, I want to be the first to welcome you aboard the great ASEA adventure. This is Alan Noble thanking you for your time today and wishing you all the success that you believe you deserve. And bye for now. Hello and welcome to the ASEA opportunity.
That was interesting. Thank you, Alan. I appreciate your expertise and support. And I want to be able to do a little recap now. So the main things that stand out to me is Virtus sat on the board of directors, and then they were able to stabilize the product. They shared it with 40 people to see if they would drink it. And then if we were all together, we'd get to pause and we'd sample the product out so everybody could get a taste. There's 50% of the people get results within 30 days and 90% in 90 days. But the thing is that's so interesting is each person can actually have a different taste of the same product. So why do you think it tastes different for people? Well, the reason it tastes different is because everybody's body chemistry is different. But what does it tell you when there's a group of 40 people grew to 135 people in 20 countries, 2 days? Well, what I'd like to share with you next is, hopefully I'm going to share it. We'll see if I got my sharing where I think it is. And it is not. So this is something that I was going to make sure didn't happen, but it did again. So next time will be another time to see if I can get it different. I want to share with you a couple of testimonials that we've been having, and then I'll introduce you to our guest speaker. So let me first introduce Ruth Cray. Ruth, would you be willing to share your testimony?
Yeah. So I was introduced to ASEA in August of 2021, 5 months ago. And what I've noticed since then is that my texture and the smoothness of my skin has greatly improved. The wrinkles have diminished, and I really have a younger looking skin now. And one thing that, another thing that I've actually noticed is that my hair is also a lot healthier, and I haven't actually been putting any Renew or Redox on it, but I don't have any split ends anymore, and I've been able to grow my hair out longer, and it's kind of amazing.
Yeah, that is. Thank you, Ruth. And this is the picture I'm showing you from the inside, because we can sometimes see things on the outside, but we don't know what's happening inside. I also started the Redox in August. And then in September, I went to a naturopath and I had some blood work done, and I wanted to see what I needed to do to support my system to be healthier. Before I started with Redox, before Marion Palmer had introduced me to it, I had a lot of stress in my system. And that's what this September 17th revealed. The color of my blood was pale. There were a lot of white spots that revealed that I had inflammation because I had weak lungs. I have inflammation in those lungs. I was also recovering from a surgery, and my adrenal glands were really taxed. But after I'd been on the Redox for a few more months, I went back in, and the naturopath was really astonished by the color of the blood. And I asked her, I said, well, are these slides a different magnification? And she says, no, this is just the same magnification, but there's quite a change in the blood. And the little bit of white lines at the top part of the red, it just showed that there was dehydration because I hadn't drank enough water yet that day because I had an early morning appointment. But I was so relieved to have these results that I could see about the progress my body was making. I'm experiencing so much more stamina. I have clearer thinking. My pain from my surgery was minimized immediately, and my breathing has continued to improve. And now I would love to introduce you to Nancy Walker. She's had a successful career as a dental hygienist for 22 years, and then in conjunction with her husband, created one of the largest alpaca ranches in the country, which they ran for 20 years. She developed a yarn business and opened a retail store selling alpaca clothing and yarn. They have 4 millennial age children and 1 grandchild, all of whom enjoy the ASEA products to enhance their well-being. And since 2012, they have shared this remarkable technology with many who are now experiencing remarkably better health. So welcome, Nancy.
Thank you, Gloria. My husband and I have been at this for a while, since 2012, and my main purpose in speaking with you today is to open your mind to something. We hear a lot of rags to riches stories in ASEA, right? If you listen to any of those videos on realredoxresults.biz, you'll hear them. People who were, losing their house, people who, that just were barely making it for years and years. So I want to open your mind to something so that you don't prejudge people when you're sharing ASEA with them. Because there's this thing called time, and then there's this thing called money. Most people have neither. They would like, more of both. Some people have money, but they have no time. And some people have a lot of time and they have no money. So there's all kinds of different situations not to be prejudged, because you may miss someone. If you prejudge them, you may miss someone who really, really needs ASEA. So I'm going to share with you our journey in ASEA. Okay, can everyone see that? Okay, so we were introduced to ASEA by a good friend, like most people are, in 2012, in the fall of 2012. And it was Jerry White. Marion knows him, and you may know him too, Jerry and Marcia. And this is my husband. He worked nights in the emergency room for 28 years. Look at how happy he looks. I'm just kidding. He was very stressed. He worked nights and I worked days. This was our house. Well, this is the house we had before anyone introduced ASEA to us. So if you were to look at this house, you would think, oh, well, they're not going to be interested in ASEA. They already have a big house and they already have, professional careers. But let me tell you what happened. Okay, this is my day job. This is after I had retired as a dental hygienist. I had already had a career in dental hygiene. I worked in private practice for many years. I taught clinical skills at Eastern Washington University. And then we moved to the farm and I had these animals to take care of. So that ended my dental hygiene career. So this was what I did every day. We had 150 alpacas eventually. So there was breeding, birthing, training the babies, and I did all the vet work. This, and I don't have pictures of this, but this, in addition to taking care of my mother-in-law, I'm just trying to impress upon you how many hours of the day we spent working and creating income. I had an alpaca clothing store in addition to the 150 animals. I had a yarn business from my animals, which means I had to sort all the fleece. We had to shear them, sort the fleece, sell it, send it to the mill. I had an online store and a brick and mortar store, which I ran by myself. These are my models. They're my friends. I did all the photos. I did all the advertising, all the merchandising. I did everything. I put on classes at my farm, how to card and spin yarn, how to dye yarn. So you can see that most of my waking hours. Then we got introduced to ASEA. And this was a way of life that it took me a while to get comfortable with. I'm going to show you the opportunities it afforded us, not only to create an income in another way other than trading time for money, but we had always wanted to do a humanitarian trip, and we never really had time. We couldn't stop working from our jobs in order to do it. But we got an opportunity to do that with ASEA. We went to Ecuador and we helped build a trade school. I gave them some of my alpaca yarn, and which was such a pleasure to do that. And we played with the kids. This is after we did all the work. This is another thing we got to do. There are trips to win. We didn't typically take trips because we couldn't get away from the farm, and Dick could not get away from the hospital long enough to go on a trip. On the left-hand side, this is the first trip we won. It was a Mediterranean cruise. And then we've won lots of trips since then. We went to Ireland. We went to Italy. These are all expense paid trips. We've been to, we've been to Hawaii, to a special private resort. And these are trips that I want to tell you that ASEA is so generous in their, if you really get on board and you really share this with a lot of people who need and deserve to know about this, you can win these trips. And it just kind of boggled my mind that we could do this. And we also now, we have time to recreate. And I tell you, after working for that many years, it takes a while to get used to time off. And we always felt like we needed to be working, but this is a different way of life. This is creating a balance in your life where you can have time and money and time to enjoy life. So now we go bike riding, we go hiking. And in 5 years ago, my grandson was born, and my daughter-in-law suffered some complications after he was born, and she went into a deep depression. And had I had my store that I worked, and this is no exaggeration, probably 15 hours a day, I would not have been able to go and help my son and my daughter-in-law. But I moved in with them because I could, because ASEA, you can go anywhere and work your ASEA business. And so I moved in with them for 6 months until my daughter-in-law got better. And I am so grateful for ASEA every single day of my life. So I just want to impress upon you, don't prejudge people, whether or not they would be open to hearing about ASEA or need ASEA. Everyone needs ASEA, and everyone deserves to know about it.
Thank you so much, Nancy. That was such a powerful testimony and such an eye-opener too, around how we can have blinders on and not even realize that we do with the people that we meet in our day.
You never know what their story is.
No, and so that's the power of being able to be curious and ask questions, to engage people in conversations.
Mm-hmm. And network marketing, like you say, ask questions. This is important. Network marketing is something anyone can do, but there are fundamental skills that need to be learned. And one of the most important ones is the art of asking questions. to learn how to ask the right questions, because that is how you then can learn about someone enough to present the solution, which is ASEA, and tell them how ASEA might be the solution to their problem, no matter what it is.
Yeah, I'd love to be able to open it up to any questions while we have you available to answer them. So if you have any questions, just please unmute yourself and ask away.
I have a comment. Nancy, I loved your presentation. I had to smile when I saw the first picture of Dr. Walker, Dick. He was a little rounder than he is now, and he was a little older than he is now. And you, I don't know if you look any younger, but your skin, you are just so beautiful. And you were beautiful before, but even more now.
Oh, thanks, Marion. And I do believe, you know, this, what we're talking about is creating better health and a better quality of life. I mean, sure, we all want to live long, but we don't want to live long if we're not healthy. Our health is our greatest asset, and it is our greatest wealth, like Alan Noble says. And I am passionate about what it can do for skin. I have studied personal care products for the better part of 25 years. And tonight, every Wednesday night, I give a webinar about the Renew Advanced products. And tonight, 6:30 p.m. Pacific, I'm having, you know, every Wednesday night I do this, giving a short 20 to 30 minute presentation. And then there's time for questions and answers. And I want to encourage you to go to the convention if at all possible. They are adding more skincare products. They're revamping the whole skincare line with more Redox products, which will absolutely transform your skin and also transform your health from the outside in.
Wow, I'm so excited to find out more about it. And I have got my tickets. I actually today need to book my flights. I don't want to put that off to the last minute. So if anyone has questions about that too, you can always reach out to me and I will support you to find your tickets so that you can go. They do offer it virtually as well as in person, but I highly recommend going in person if at all possible. Yeah. And also Nancy's presentation is one, if you haven't gotten to see it, I highly recommend that you go. And the question and answers at the end is always enlightening as well.
I just put the link in the chat.
Oh,
That's
perfect.
where it is at 6:30.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I want to thank you again for being
Oh,
here.
you're welcome.
Is there a question?
Right.
Oh, Leslie was saying something.
You know, getting back to learning the fundamental skills, the most important book that you can read is Eric Worre's, what is the name of his book, Marion?
Go Pro.
Yeah, Go Pro. That it's a short book, it's easy, and he's also, you can find him on YouTube. And all that training you can get for free on YouTube, and everything about how to do network marketing and become a network marketing professional is in that book, Go Pro. It's an easy read. And he wrote it a long time ago, but it still holds true today.
Yes.
I would recommend that.
Yeah, and another resource, once you become an associate, you will be able to be invited to the Facebook group, ASEA United. And that's where all of the upline people, the people that have been working this business, they join together to share resources for people that are starting out to ensure that everyone can be successful. So that's one of the main things I've loved about this business and joining it and being part of it is that it's actually is a team, that people care about people and they have a very strong ethos that is their guide. And so I'm looking forward to getting to go on some of those trips that I saw Nancy give us a little glimpse of. I think it's going to be a lot of fun, and I hope to get to go with you when we go. So thanks again for being with us today. And I hope to see you on Nancy's call tonight. And we will have another opportunity to join together next Tuesday at 7 p.m. with Jerry White. So I'd love to see you there.